Okay, so the ending of episode 5, literally, I didn't see this coming. I talked to my friends and they saw this coming. I didn't see it coming. It blew my mind. Let's get in WandaVision, episode 5. Let's start this review. So episode 5 kind of starts off with Wanda and Vision and their kids. They're struggling to be parents. They've never done it before. They never had kids, and they're kind of going through some of the struggles. Wanda's over there rocking a baby. Vision's over there rocking a baby. They're like, what is going on? Like, we can't get them to stop crying, blah, blah, blah. Let's put them in their cribs and see what happens. Lucky for them, good old Agnes shows up conveniently out of nowhere, like always. Something is crazy about her. Something's off about Agnes. This lady is literally always around. Whenever they need something, whenever something's going on, she's always there. And there's theories about who she is. I think the name's Agatha the Witch, who ended up teaching the Scarlet Witch some stuff in the comics, but we don't know yet. Some of that's just theories. I think it's very possible, but she has a weird little spill up here in this scene when she was talking. She said something else, and then Vision was like, "What did you say?" And then Scarlet Witch, Wanda was like, she was the same thing. She's like, "What did you say?" And she was like, "Huh, I thought you wanted me to hold the babies again." And she's like, "You want me to take them?" And then Vision was like, "Wanda, can we talk for a minute? Like, this lady's crazy." And Wanda's like, "No, I didn't hear anything. You're just losing your mind. She just wants to help out. She's just a helpful neighbor." Wrong. Straight wrong. By the way, we haven't talked much about it yet, but there will be spoilers in this discussion because I don't really know how else to discuss the show and everything that happened without spoilers. And there's a major spoiler at the end, like a big reveal. So if you haven't seen it yet, come back to this video. So she helps them out. She gets the kids to sleep, and Wanda and Vision are happy. They're like, finally, we can get some peace and quiet. And next thing they know, they look back in the cribs, and they're like, wait, where are the kids? And they turn around, and they're grown up. The kids in this episode go from, like, ages 0 to, like, 3 months to 5 to 10 years old just in the span of this episode. So they literally grew up to be pretty much like this size right here, pretty much for the majority of the episode, and it's kind of crazy. But it's weird. Agnes didn't pick up on it. She's just the classic, "That's crazy. They grow up so fast," right? Like, no, girl. They were just 5 months old. Now they're 5 years old, and they're about to be 10 by the end of the episode. Like, that's not normal. But anyways, so the kids end up finding a puppy later on in the episode. Stuff like that happens. But this is when, like, stuff gets really good. So while stuff is going on in Wanda's world, Sword is on the outside trying to break in, and they actually successfully do. So they end up, what's called, flying a drone in. And when they fly the drone in, Wanda gets it. She's like, something's off here. Something's crazy. What's going on? She steps outside. She sees the drone. She's like, no. She does her little thing. She's like, no. Like her little Russian accent. She's like, not in my room. I will chuck this out to you. So she grabs the drone, drags it out, comes out of the portal in her old Avengers outfit, and she's like, this is your only warning. She's like, don't interrupt my realm again, or you'll be in trouble. Chucks the drone at the guy's feet, and they're like, Wanda, you're the bad guy here. Like, you have these people captured, you have them kidnapped. Like, we get why you're doing it. Like, I understand, like, lost her loved ones and stuff like that. You literally broke in and stole Vision and brought him to this realm. Like, we get it, but what you're doing is still wrong. People need help. You can see some of the characters. Vision, like, touches them, and they're like, she's bad, she's evil, she's controlling us. Like, please let me out. I have kids, I have family. I don't want to be here. And he puts them back, and he's like, something's going off. So she does that, and then she's like, chucks it at their feet, and she's like, don't interrupt us again, and we're gonna have pretty big problems going on. She's like, by the way, since I'm just so good, all your lasers that are pointing on me now, reverse it to your big head honcho, Tyler, whatever his name is, the guy, director of Sword. She's like, have fun with that. See you guys later. And just back into her realm. And then Vision, like, she comes back, and Vision actually confronts her. He's like, he's like, I talked to some of the people here. I know what you're doing, Wanda. You have to let them go. They have families. They have kids. They don't want to be here. And she's like, honey, I don't know what you're talking about. You think I'm controlling all this? He's like, Wanda, honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. Like, I don't know what you're doing. It makes no sense. I don't know why we're not letting these people go. They both rise up like they're about to face off or some stuff like that. And they don't. This is where it gets even more interesting than what it's been. They don't. They hear a little ding-dong at the door. And they're like, Vision's like, are you serious? Like, you're doing this right now. You're going to have someone just come interrupt us again while we're talking just so you can get out of this conversation. She's like, I didn't do this one, Vision. She's like, that one's not me. I don't know who's at the door. So Wanda opens the door, and to her surprise and everyone else's surprise, like, it's Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the X-Men. Like, they just got control of Fox, but I did not see him. I didn't think he'd pop up in the show. I mean, it makes sense. The original one from Age of Ultron is dead and everything, and if they're going to bring him back, why not do Evan Peters? I mean, everyone loved him as Quicksilver. He was fantastic at it. I just did not see this coming. This was a great cameo. I don't know if this is the cameo though, because they were talking about there's a major cameo. Someone's coming to join the cast, stuff like this. I don't know if it's him or I don't know it's someone else. If it's him, I'm fine with that. But I'd love another cameo, of course. But so Evan Peter, and she opens the door and she's like, Pedro? He's like, what's up, sis? What's going on? She's like, what are you doing here? And Vision's like, I can't believe this is happening. This is actually crazy right now. It honestly shocked me like so much. So we'll get down to like final verdicts. So coming into this week's episode, I was a little concerned because last week's episode was, I thought it was great. It was fantastic. I think I gave it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I was like, are they going to play it? Are they just going to go back to the sitcom and forget about everything about Sword? Or are they going to bring them in? They drew them in slowly. They pulled half a Sword and then they pulled half like WandaVision sitcom. And it was a good mixture and a blend. So I was happy about that. The cameo at the end, it was great. And the fact that I'm still thinking about next week's episode after watching this, like what's going to happen, what's going next. Like Vision found stuff out. People are finding stuff out. Like who are they going to bring in to stop this and end this? And what's going on with the characters? Like what's going on with Agnes? What's going on with the neighbors? Are they all just people trying to break free? Or are they actually agents from Sword? Or is Agnes I just bit my tongue. Or is Agnes actually like Agatha, the lady that ended up teaching her some witchcraft, some magic in the comics? Like we don't know. We honestly don't know where this is going with WandaVision. But honestly, I enjoyed this week's episode. I'll probably give it like an 8 out of 10. Like the cameo blew my mind. Some of my friends saw it coming. I'm glad I didn't see any spoilers or anything. Saw it coming because I saw him and I was like, what is he doing here? I was like, this is crazy. But I seriously enjoyed this week's episode. So if you guys like this, comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. On TikTok, we got big discussions going on about stuff coming up in the show, what we want, what's like, who else we want to see appear. Seems like in WandaVision, I can almost make anyone come in as a cameo and just be like, oh, it's a dream, don't worry about it. But it's so cool to have them. So if you guys like this episode, feel free to like and subscribe.